Aw, how unfortunate.
Okay, we're live for the first time in
Yay.
a while.
Yay!
We're going to be talking about what was this movie called? Thunder Force
Yes.
tonight. I guess in 2 weeks, we're going to be doing the Russ Taff, I Still Believe documentary, and I'm excited about that one. What else we got? You all you're not just my co-host, you're two of the most prolific co-authors on the face of the planet. How many books have you put out this week?
This week?
This week.
What, 3, Brandy? Well, we finished one yesterday, or day before yesterday, and we have 2 that I happen to have right beside me. If people would like to take a look.
Ooh, happen.
Boom. Have you seen
Nice.
Brandy? I don't know. She hasn't got.
I think that's really cool that they're hardcovers.
Yeah, it's so much better. And then we finished. This is Brandy's debut as an artist right here.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's what we got going on.
Well,
Yes.
and then what book did you finish today? Can we?
Yeah, there's a new author, Adrienne Reed, and her daughter is diabetic, and she follows a low carb diet actually. So it's about a 6-year-old girl eating low carb.
Oh, okay.
It's called London's Low Carb Life.
Oh, all right. So, how long until that one comes out?
It's out. It's ready for pre-sale right now. I just ordered stock today, actually. So it should be at my house within 2 weeks, and I'll start shipping them out.
And that's at Cranky Panky.
Yep, crankypanky.com.
And I remember I got halfway in it and I thought, oh no, I'm going to mess it up. I've forgotten and I'm going to mess it up.
crankypanky.com.
All right. And I don't guess there's a whole lot more going on. This is about the only live stream I got itching to do one. And so people may be wondering, why did we pick Thunder Force? Because I've said in the past on this live stream that I'm not a big fan of Melissa McCarthy.
I love her.
But I really wanted to do a live stream. I've missed these ladies and have fun doing these. And so I was looking for a movie. And I went on Netflix, and the first thing I saw was a superhero movie, and it had Melissa McCarthy on it. And so I thought, well, I'm not crazy about her. Mandy is.
Yeah.
And so maybe I can get her to do a superhero movie because Melissa McCarthy is in it.
I had already seen it when you suggested that we do it.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
I do not have any notes. Let me say that I have no notes.
I have notes.
Okay.
I have notes.
All right.
I was eating dinner when I started the movie, so my early notes are probably not that great.
Okay.
But I think I remember it because I just watched it yesterday. And yeah, so we've got who have we got in this Thunder Force cast? Besides Melissa McCarthy. What was
Jason Bateman?
Yeah, the Crab. We also have Octavia. She's a good actress. She was Emily.
What's her last name? Spencer, is that right?
Yeah, Octavia Spencer. And hey, fact check. Did you know that the young Lydia is actually played by Vivian, which is her and her hubby, Melissa McCarthy's real daughter, like in real life. Her and her hubby did this movie. Yeah, her and her hubby did this movie together. They did a bunch of other movies together through the pandemic. And Vivian actually played Melissa McCarthy as his younger self, Lydia, in the movie.
I'm going to Google.
Well, that's why she looked.
She looked a lot like her.
Yeah.
It's her own daughter. Yeah.
I knew her husband directed it because one of the much more successful live streams than this one. I watch John Campea a lot, and he was talking about this and mentioned that her husband had directed it. Of course, he thinks that they should stop.
Yeah.
He's not a fan of films that McCarthy's husband directs for her.
They did like 5, they said. It
Well,
just didn't.
I don't know. I like them.
I did not dislike it like Campia did. In fact, I thought it was an enjoyable movie.
It
could have been more though.
No, yeah.
I think so. To me, the part of the problem was it just seemed like they needed to pick a lane and get in it. Like the themes of the movie and what they were trying to convey was good, but they kind of felt like after school special. And if you're going to make a kids superhero movie, great, go do it.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it. But with the language and some of the subject matter, like the death, all the death and all that stuff, I don't think I would let a kid watch this. A young kid, anyway.
What would be your age?
I'd
like
let Brandy,
18?
my Brandy watch it.
Huh?
I'd let my Brandy watch it.
Well, but Brandy's high school. I mean,
Yeah. Well, I mean, was
So
it,
high
was
school.
it aimed at kids? I thought it was aimed at adults.
Well, that's the whole thing. I mean, it to me, I couldn't figure if it just seemed like it didn't. I mean, if it was going to be adult, it would. I think it's a little heavy-handed in the message department to be kind of an adult, a little cheesy, heavy-handed.
I liked it. Move on.
All right, so let's start this film. So, what I can't remember was the opening sequence before we got to the schoolroom.
It was. They talk about how the.
Yeah.
How it became in 1983, where the cosmic rays, whatnot, radioactive hit the place, and only a proportion of people got affected by it, and that's whom they called the miscreants.
And and that's an interesting premise that that the people that would get superpowers would just happen to be psychopaths.
Yeah, exactly.
So what are your superpowers, Mandy?
I have multiple.
I don't know if she caught that or not, but anyway, yeah. So we've got all these, and I'm assuming that was Octavia's mother.
Retract.
What was her name in the movie?
I wasn't even born. Whatever year that happened, I wasn't even born.
1983. I wasn't born yet either until 84.
I wasn't even born yet. So this.
I was a junior in high school.
Well, okay, go ahead.
All right, so I'm assuming that the lady on the train that got obliterated was Octavia's mother.
Yeah, and father.
Oh, was her father on there too?
Yeah, they were both on there.
Oh wow. So, yeah. So then we get to the classroom, and obviously she's brilliant. And she's getting picked on for it.
But wait, you missed the big blast on the train. That's when the mom's looking like, "What's that?" And there was the big blue.
Oh yeah, the big green blast. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they wiped them out completely. So then, now we're at the school.
Yeah, and so she's brilliant and getting picked on for it, and we start setting up the specific characteristics of each person's persona, because Melissa McCarthy's character is kind of one of those people, I guess, that sees other people's problems and wants to fix them for them, help them out.
That's why we're doing this live stream. That's my superpower.
Huh?
That's why we're doing this live stream. We see your problems, Dale, and we're trying to fix them.
Yeah.
Throw me a bone, huh?
Yep.
So I thought those scenes were good. I'm kind of blown away now that I know that was her daughter.
It changes the whole thing now. If you were to rewatch the movie knowing that, it might change.
Well, I thought they did a good job of picking someone. I thought, man, she looks like she'd be a young Melissa.
Yeah.
And now we know why.
Exactly.
So then the courtyard scene, thought they were really bordering on something being politically incorrect, talking kind of little white punk pushing around this girl.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, I would have thought it would have been more like girls picking on girls.
Yeah, I know, but it was the little white guy.
So they went cross gender and cross race and for it, and I thought that was kind of a bold move in the storytelling.
Well, I think maybe it's kind of like symbolic for like men, patriarch, and like tough, big, coming at a vulnerable girl. But then you've got like Lydia, she beat the crap out of him. And so it was like woman fighting back against that force, right? So I think the blonde little white boy is kind of like a symbol of evil. Force.
But I don't know. That felt a little forced too, because just thinking back to my school days.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get real quiet and let Mandy drift.
I'm not drifting. I'm posting. So where's my phone? I'm posting so we can get some comments on here.
See, she's taking sinus meds. She's taking Benadryl.
She's a little high right now.
And so if she shuts her eyes and we get real quiet, maybe we can get her to drool or. All right. So, but I just thought, thinking back to my school days, I just don't remember many conflicts between. Usually, girls stuck with girls, guys stuck with guys. So, if somebody was going to pick on somebody, it was usually a guy picking on a guy or girl picking on a girl. I don't know. Am I wrong? I mean, how was it when y'all were growing up?
My school bully was a guy.
Really?
Yeah. Who Vin is like friends with now. And I'm like,
what?
Yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Awkward.
He's like a local actor. Yeah.
Wow.
What did he do to bully you? Like, what kind of bully? Oh, we're not going to relive that trauma. But if I could pick up a bus and throw it at him like Melissa McCarthy did, I would have done it.
Usually when guys picked on girls, it was because they liked them.
No, he hated me.
Oh, really?
Wow. Yeah. Did you get him back, though?
Oh, not yet, but I will.
Nice. She's still planning. She's gonna like that thriller movie where the person comes back and takes revenge on something 20 years ago. I love it. I want to watch it.
Oh, hello, Mom.
What up, kiddo?
Yeah. I guess I was just a little surprised. I thought it never occurred to me to well, I wasn't a bully anyway, but I mean, I never would have thought, I can't remember ever getting into anything with girls through school. I don't know. There were some guys I would have liked to have punched in the mouth, but
well, we were back then though, right? So I don't know what would be the times now. Like, has Brandy ever dealt with anything like that, Mandy? Now, like, is it like all cyberbullying now?
It is, yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Brandy's the bully. She's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Well-
she did have a little girl messing with her last week. And I was like, how old is she, Brandy? And she says 14. And I'm like, okay, I'm 14 too. Let's go.
Oh, nice.
Well, now we did establish I grew up in medieval times, so there was chivalry
Oh, okay.
was the code back then. So, and then all right, so we get out of that way, and I like the fact that she walked over and just punched the guy in the head. That was funny.
Put him in the trash.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I
Throw
forgot about
in the
that.
trash. See, and again, it was more like a symbol of females giving orders, right, to a guy.
Right.
I think it was just all symbol of that, where she's telling him to go in the garbage. You do this, you do that, to show that it's all about your confidence and, not your belief in something. It doesn't matter your gender, age, size, whatever, color. That if you believe in something, you can achieve it. Do.
Now, one thing I did start to notice, because I am a music nut, is that she was wearing a Slayer shirt.
Yes, her favorite Slayer shirt. I think it was a 1990, was it? Vintage or whatever. She got it right there at the concert.
Yeah, and that made me. I forgot to do
From the
this.
trash.
I wanted to. So this started in 1983. Boy, she was a trendsetter, because Slayer's first album came out in 1983. Wow. And yeah, so I was paying attention. Then when we get to their teenage years, she's trying to get what are these characters' names?
Lydia and
Emily.
And that's
So
before the teenage years. They're on the swing sets, right? That's when they start telling each other their lies, and that's when Emily says what happened to her parents, where she's like, they're geneticists, and then Lydia thought gynecologists. She's like, no. And so she was telling her that she lives with her grandma and her parents, and her whole purpose is to follow in her parents' footsteps. Right.
Well, I'm glad you paid closer attention to that scene than I did. Obviously, I was still eating my sandwich.
So that's when their little bond came. They're both, decided to be friends.
Yeah. It's funny, the things you take notice of. I was looking at all of the music stuff. So, like, I made a note that when they were in high school, she was trying to get her to go to a Van Halen concert, which I thought, well, now you're a little bit more in my alley. Not that, I mean, I just don't. I like thrash metal, but I'm just not a Slayer fan. I like Metallica and Megadeth a little bit better. But there was something else. What else? Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, that's later in the film. So we get to the boy, my early notes are really terrible.
He was hungry.
You were right into that food.
I guess so. And then we get into the oh yeah, she let her sleep too long getting ready before an exam. And that's what kind of made them blow up at each other and drive them apart.
And Lydia took off the friendship bracelet, and I noticed, I was wondering if Emily was going to go pick it up, and she didn't. She just walked away. So they literally left the friendship on the ground and just both walked away from it. I'm like very big into like the symbolizing. When I take the notes, I look into like the under meaning, like the foreshadowing and all those symbols.
Did we not see that friendship bracelet later?
You've seen it earlier. I don't know about after that. Was it after? I never seen it after.
I wanted to say there was something about or at least she still had hers. Maybe.
Maybe, yeah, because Melissa McCarthy was like took hers off and dropped it.
Oh.
And then Emily walked away. I was like, why didn't you pick it up? Did they really just leave it there on the ground? I was thinking of like, it's just littered there, right there in the ground. No one's gonna pick it up.
I was wanting to say that maybe it showed back up later in the film, but I can't remember.
I don't recall.
No, I don't remember either. Not later, anyway.
Huh. Okay. Well, anyway, so we've got they kind of left that bracelet. Do you remember anything else?
Years later, and then that's when it goes into Lydia, Melissa McCarthy, at her job, right, where she just did like a double shift, and she's having some beer, and you can tell beer was a big theme in this movie, and she drank a lot of it. I tell you, I wanted to have a beer so bad by the end of the movie. Not raw chicken though, but just the beer.
I was thinking about the beer and the cereal.
Yeah, the sour milk, where she's like, "Ugh, is this the cereal?" And then later she's like, "Ugh, no, it's the sour milk."
Didn't she like spit out a chunk?
Yeah. There's chunks of it for sure.
Y'all are remembering stuff I don't remember.
And then she poured that beer in there to fix it, and I was like,
Probably,
really?
yeah.
Now I will say, the weirdest thing I've probably ever done is I was so desperate for a bowl of cereal once that I didn't have any milk, so I tried it with water.
Yeah, how did that go?
That doesn't cut it.
No,
I'd almost rather eat it dry.
Yeah, or make eggs.
Make eggs
And bacon.
Instead.
Oh, okay.
Not with
instead of cereal. I wouldn't even.
I wouldn't even
putting
eggs in
like
cereal.
If there was no cream for coffee, it's like I wouldn't even bother.
Oh, okay.
Some things you just don't eat without its little thing.
Yeah.
So this actually leads to one of my favorite parts is when now Melissa McCarthy's in that restaurant, right, with that guy, that old guy there, and he's trying to give her advice about the rock, like skipping the rock, and then it skips, and it just goes on this big tangent, and in the end, you don't know if she's the rock, the skipper, or the lake. And he's like, "Well, are you? Which one?" I like those kinds of random tangents, and it had a lot of that.
Who wrote that? Do we know who wrote it?
No,
who wrote the movie?
Yeah,
was Melissa's hubby.
Oh,
he wrote and directed it. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Good job, Benji.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when the whole thing, the blast happens, right? Or she goes out in the corner and she sees Laser, and that's when she took out the Stone Angel. Laser took out the Stone Angel, and then Melissa McCarthy's like, like, why? Who takes out an angel?
Yeah, that was a pretty incredible scene, and as far as them locking eyes and setting up that conflict.
Good versus evil kind of thing. And then at some point after that, that's when because Buddy was telling her to invite Emily, right, to the reunion. They haven't seen each other, before all this. So that's when she sends Emily a text, and she says that she's flying in tomorrow. So she's here thinking that Emily was going to meet at the bar for the reunion. But she was a no-go, so she was stuck there with that guy who keeps flirting with her, who never got anywhere.
And how about those jokes?
Yes, not good enough for him to get a woman. That's for sure.
Oh, so maybe I need to learn a few jokes.
More than a few.
Depends, I guess, on the woman. What type
more
of
than a few? Thanks.
So at the bar, they're seeing the news, and that's when the king, you can't say king, because that's where he's all like, oh, because Laser did the whole thing, and he's like, it's not going to stop, whatever, blah blah blah. It just shows him being narcissistic. And
the guy that played the king is a good actor, but
I don't know who he
He's
is.
so slimy that as soon as I saw him, I thought he's actually. My first thought was he's in with these guys.
Oh,
He's
politician already.
Yeah, he's the one using these guys.
He's
So
like,
Do you notice that the opposition is female? There's a lot of man versus female in this movie. A lot of it, because he was running against Rachel, right?
yeah.
And that's odd to have been written by a man for them to have that much.
That's probably because Melissa was writing it for him, or telling him what to write.
Yeah, he was trying to make his wife happy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think you could tell Melissa what to do, or she would probably tell him how she wants it written, and he got the credit.
And yeah, so then she leaves that dud and goes to the office building.
Yes, which with the little banter with the receptionist was hilarious.
Yeah.
Her being surprised that she's actually, okay to go in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we get upstairs and all right. And then what did she do? She spilled something all over.
Oh, the beer.
Yeah.
The beer.
And so she gets told, don't touch anything.
And she does. How do you not?
Are there people really like that when you tell them don't touch anything, that they're immediately going to walk from an office into a laboratory and start touching everything?
Oh, for sure. I'm the type of person that if I go into a Walmart in the toy section and they've got buttons that say try me, I push every button along the thing and noise everywhere. If it's there for me and it's tempting to touch and it's new and I do it. If I was Melissa, I would do the same thing. Maybe not so much in the chair. I wouldn't have sat in the chair. I'm a little smarter than that, but I would have probably touched buttons. You guys, would you have done anything if you were in that lab?
I probably wouldn't have gone in the lab.
Oh,
I would have stayed there and waited as well.
Oh,
I mean,
I'm the only rebel. I may be a miscreant. I'm a miscreant.
I mean, I get the whole Toy Story thing because I probably in a toy section would punch out every button I could find, but I would be fairly certain that I'm not going to get hurt.
Yeah, I will press any red buttons that say emergency.
Or destroy anything of any great value.
Oh, for sure.
But to walk into a laboratory, see, I'd be afraid, oh, well, how do you know it's not an infectious disease laboratory?
It looked too big. And there wasn't locks. It wasn't locked. There's the other thing. I would have assumed it's not so dangerous if it wasn't
because
locked.
It's not locked. Well, that's a good point too. But still, I mean, I'm not picking up a syringe.
We're sitting in the chair. I wouldn't have sat in the chair. And to think it was a massage chair.
Well, I don't know that I would have thought it was a massage chair, but I might have actually gotten in the chair just thinking, oh well, not expecting some machine to come out and
the needle in the face thing was cool. I have to admit, that was pretty sick.
Yeah. So so she gets injected and starts I thought it was funny too, the difference in the treatments.
Yeah.
Yes.
She has to get a shot every day or blow up like a cat in a microwave.
Mm-hmm. The other one just takes a pill.
And then she takes a pill.
My favorite part though is when after she got injected, she was like, I could pee in a cup and give you back your juice, right? Like she's like, I don't want this, like I didn't mean to, pee in a cup and give it back.
And by the way, Jake, I'm sorry about the cat and microwave comment. It was just a for instance, okay? You okay, buddy? Yeah, he's all right.
Okay, he looks all right.
And obviously Emily then tells tells us, Lydia, what's happening, right? How she was. I wrote down after human chemistry and biochemical ways to become a super person to beat miscreant. So she basically explained how to, like the super strength that she got, builds the vascular system and all that stuff, which makes her stronger. And she could lift a city bus. So that's when we learn what she did. For 20 years, she was doing this. And Lydia went out and ruined it. She took. Okay, I have to ask you guys though, what do you think is the cooler power? To have had the strength or the invisibility? Not talking treatment wise, but power.
It depends on what you're trying to do.
Well, if you had to pick one right now and you had to stick with it forever, out of those two,
invisible.
Yeah, I'd play joke. Visible would be fun. I'd be a ghost. I'd play so many jokes. I would
be all up in Jason Bateman's house. He wouldn't even know I was there. It would be amazing.
With some butter and garlic and seasoning. I thought you were going to say Michael Scott. I mean.
Well, he wasn't in the movie.
She's like, I've already been there.
He wasn't Nobody in the movie.
Knows.
Yeah. If you're it depends. Was she was kind of almost invulnerable too, wasn't she?
Yeah, didn't she?
Yeah, but only when she's not being seen.
No, I'm talking about
Melissa.
Oh yeah.
Lydia.
Yeah. She was her vascular system, she said her body can take impact and whatnot.
Yeah. So I don't know. I might go for that.
See, the only thing with strength
especially as crazy as this world is getting with shootings and stuff.
True. But the thing is with the strength is it's something obvious. So I would be tired of people saying, could you pick up this? Could you do this? Could you do that? Invisibility.
Can you open this jar?
Yes, it would be a secret power that no one would know. And I could go, you could do anything with. There's more possibilities and nobody to know about it with invisibility. When you're super strength, it's just like, it's like when you're tall, right, Mandy?
Oh, yeah.
When you're tall, I'm sure people say, can you grab that?
Yeah, I don't want to grab your freaking cereal.
Have you ever been asked that in a grocery store?
All the time, yeah.
I'm the type that has to jump on the kitchen counter to get something in the top shelf.
Yeah, but well, I guess I would. That could be annoying. But
yeah, see, now you want to change your
mind.
But
now, all right. But now she had to carry a taser. To do
her daughter did it for her for extra protection.
Huh?
She didn't have it right, and she made it so once it turns it on, she'd go invisible.
Right, but what I'm saying is she carried a taser.
Yeah.
Because she didn't have super strength. She just carried it. What if you forget to change the batteries in your taser?
Well, then if they see her, she's dead.
Yeah.
You got to be unseen.
I charge my phone every night. I can charge my taser every night too.
Okay.
Especially if it's your superhero weapon. Do you think Thor forgets to charge his hammer?
Yeah.
Thor doesn't charge his hammer.
Does she only have one taser?
Like, come on. And the daughter's so smart, she could just whip up another one.
She didn't have extra batteries in her pouches and stuff.
Okay. Please don't hit me while I reach in my pouch and get my extra batteries for my taser.
I mean, you're gonna know before you go into battle. You're gonna know that your taser's going low.
Exactly. I mean, come on, we're parents of diabetics. Yeah. We know how to charge things and make sure they're charged. Life depends on it. So we're kind of superhero.
Super prepared.
Super prepared. But now, okay, back to the movie. The best part of the movie is coming up when they go into the jail from Battle Galactica or whatever, and she makes fun of Urkel. Was
that you? That was you that was talking about the Urkel thing, right?
Oh, they should just do the movie all on that. Urkel and the Jodie Foster. Oh my God, the Tay.
Oh, that was what I was going to ask too. I didn't get the Tay in the Wind.
I honestly have never seen a movie like that, but it was still funny. Just the way it's the way she says things that are hilarious. They're so immature, but I find that funny.
Now I'm going to have to Google Tay in the Wind.
Tay in the Wind. And
That's
then obviously
okay.
the main logo or slang or whatever motto of the show was the daughter, right? Smart or nerd with the Urkel thing. And she's like, no, I'm not a nerd. I'm smart. There's a difference. Because that was repeated multiple times.
I'm seeing T-shirts that actually say Tay Tay in the Wind.
Tay Tay in the Wind.
I don't know what it is. I have no idea.
It's apparently from the movie Nell.
Never seen it.
And
never seen it, and no, we are not doing a live stream on it.
Unless you wear a t-shirt that says Tay Tay Win and dress like Steve Urkel.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's about some chick that got raised in an isolated cabin and is meeting people for the first time.
Pass.
Are you sure? Liam Neeson's in it.
Pass.
What year?
1994.
Ugh.
Deep pass. Move on.
So yeah, I don't know what Tay Tay and the Urkel imitation was good.
Oh my gosh, that made me. I couldn't stop. I could rewatch that part over and over again. But I honestly wish there was a little more of that kind of humor in it because it was hilarious.
Well, your husband apparently is a fan of Melissa McCarthy.
What is it?
Oh, says she has the best comedic timing.
She's the best in Bridesmaids. Oh my god, that!
Oh yes,
in the diarrhea in the sink has got to be the best part ever. Yes. Don't look at me.
It's coming out like lava.
Oh, that was a good movie.
So, well, did you ever watch Mandy and my live stream on that movie?
No, but I should go back and watch it.
I don't think she knew us back then.
No, I didn't know you guys. You were just a figment of my imagination.
Okay.
So we're back to we learned she's the daughter and that they're smart. There's a difference. Remember, they're not nerds.
Right.
And this is when they talk about Fortnite. You can tell that Tracy, the daughter, is a lot like Melissa, right?
Yeah.
That it's, it's a good. I think what they're trying to say is everyone should be like a Tracy. A Tracy is like the middle balance of Emily and Lydia, right? If we can be Tracy, that's who you want to be. You got to have balance. And you could tell Tracy was all with the Fortnite and all that stuff. She was so excited.
Yeah.
So then in the morning, it's 5 a.m. and it's training time.
And my notes aren't super thorough. I've got chicken dinner written down here.
Okay, well, you're way.
Am I way ahead?
There's still a funny part that you missed with when she first uses the hammer and she sprains her groin.
Oh.
She says that she thinks she peed a bit, and then Tracy's like, "Well, according to the data, you have." Oh,
yeah,
that was good. She commits. Put it that way. She commits.
Yeah.
I wonder if she's like
how
she is in real life though, because she always plays that same character. I wonder if that's similar to who she is.
I don't know. I mean,
is there a serious role? Has she
a serious role?
Yeah, has she ever done a serious role?
There was a supporting role in
St. Vincent.
St. Vincent, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think she's oh wow, I can't believe I'm about to compliment her. I think she has some range because it's not all one beat with her. I mean, part of the reason why I didn't like her before was because she can really play obnoxious loud, obnoxious, kind of disgusting when she wants to.
Hilarious.
But that's the Melissa
But
we love.
like, well, no, I kind of
You put
prefer
her and
here.
Roseanne in a room, I'd be in heaven. I'd party with those two all night long.
But I liked her better here and like in Bridesmaid, where she's a little more reserved.
And then comes out with the punchline a bit.
Yeah.
No, I can see that for sure, because you don't want too much of,
Have you all
again,
seen,
the balance. We want to be a Tracy.
have you all seen Identity Thief?
Yes,
No.
I have. That's with Bateman too, isn't it?
Yeah. And not just because he's in it, but that's her at her best to me. I think that's the best thing she's ever done. So funny.
So I guess I'm going to have to try and watch that one.
But
But yeah, I mean,
for this movie, she definitely looked a lot different.
Trying to think of what movie it was that she was so obnoxious that I disliked her.
Probably like Tammy.
I don't think I watched that one. Was she obnoxious in The Hangover?
You know, I haven't seen that. I was just talking on your Facebook.
You haven't seen Hangover?
I've seen the first one, but the third one where her and Zach Galifianakis are together, I've not seen but a little snippet of that. And I love Zach Galifianakis, so you would think that I would have seen it, but I haven't.
Wow.
Looks like you're going to have to watch it.
So now where are we?
So now it's the part where with the training, she learns all the things, right? Like she gets, when she tells her you're going to get different treatments every day, but it's the same actual treatment. It's just whatever. And it's 33 days of training she did, right? And that's when, she's told about the raw chicken, where she's like pure uncooked amino acids and phosphorus for bone density. And then when she's like eating it, she's like, I'm a monster. She's like, I could taste the phosphorus. I wonder what they used for that.
I know. It was a pear. It was a thinly sliced pear. And
was it?
Yeah, with some food coloring.
Nice.
I read that.
Nice.
Gotta say hello to my buddy Eric for popping in here. I don't think he's going to stay because he hadn't seen the movie yet. But
hi, Eric.
Yeah,
hello.
The guy that's never seen The Office.
We know better now.
He's
like,
hi.
Yeah. So yeah, the raw chicken thing, man.
That was nasty. But now that I know it's a pear, it looks good.
I have a weird off the subject comment to make. Do all three of us have the same chair?
I have a DXR racer.
I have an Electwish.
Is yours blue, Brandy?
Mine is a DXR racer.
Huh. They all look very similar. Okay, never mind. Back to the movie.
So the daughter was playing Fortnite, remember, with Lydia, and they were talking about boys and stuff like that. And then you can see how the mom, Emily, is very, strict and routine, like get off, it's time, bed, this, that kind of thing, right? Really lots of rules. And then that's when Melissa McCarthy gets stuck on the video. She's trying to sign off, but she's making a fool of herself and eating the chicken. And
now I will say, in this scene, she was holding an AC/DC pillow and wearing a Lita Ford t-shirt.
You are
so she gets points for both of those.
There you go. She's probably a Slayer fan in real life or something, if that's why she made it such a big thing in there. Maybe that, or her daughter. I don't know. She probably made it.
I would think it would be her. She's more closer to the age of being a Slayer fan than her daughter. I
prefer Slayer. It's Corey Taylor, right? Who's the head of Slayer. I prefer him in Stones. Is it Stone Sour? His song Looking Glass. Oh my gosh.
And we're talking about, Slayer's a thrash metal band.
Yeah, but Corey Taylor's from Slayer, isn't he not?
I don't really know. I don't know Slayer that well.
Main singer.
I'm more of a
He actually
Big
has
enough
a
to talk.
really good voice. He's a lot like Mudvayne. There's like some heavy people that they scream a lot, but when they sing, it's you wouldn't think. And I think Corey Taylor did that. I think he's the head guy off Slayer, and he also created a side thing, Stone Sour. Listen to that song, Looking Glass. It's very nice. It's not metally at all. No thrashing. It's gorgeous.
Well, wait a minute. You just said that like thrashing's a bad thing.
Oh, well. It's relaxing. It's relaxing.
Okay. So yeah, I gave her points for the AC/DC pillow and Lita Ford.
And
Sure.
the beer.
I'd be curious. So I wonder what music she is into.
Mm-hmm. Or
Maybe
maybe
that-
it's a hobby.
Did that fit her? And then, boy, I really took crappy notes. I got
That's when they
used
wanted to
and
burn
super
her
names
shirt.
next.
Remember?
Huh?
Speaking of this Slayer T-shirt, that's when they wanted to burn the T-shirt.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah.
She's like, no, she's like, and I know you're young, but I'll murder all of you. You know, it was very important. You know, that T-shirt.
Yeah.
Then the boxing, the training. You know, that's when
yeah.
Melissa McCarthy keeps kicking the butt of Tony.
Yeah. Knocked him completely out of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. I missed this comment from Eric. Feel like it's my responsibility to watch this show, but I have not. I am running away from my responsibilities, and it feels good.
Yes, that's an office quote. God bless you, Eric.
There you go.
Let's see here.
We also learn about the father during this time, because remember they had a little heart-to-heart by the boxing ring, and that's when she asked her about where the father was, and I guess it was a one-night stand at school. And then when she found out Tigers, he wanted nothing of it. And then that's when I guess you could tell their bond was solidified, because they decided to skate together, from the people.
Oh, then, from the training session.
Yeah. And then the whole Tony thing, the coffee mug, where he's like, I'm seriously trying not to kill you. I'm not trying to kill you. Keeps getting hurt all the time.
Oh, wow.
And then they get their suits.
Yeah.
And this is when they start trying to come up with names. I wrote some of the names because they're hilarious. She was Crater Joe. Well, first she said she wanted to be the Hammer, and Emily could be Bingo. And she's like, well, I don't want to be a dog. And she's like, no, that's Zero, or Zorro, sorry. And then she goes in the kitchen and she's like, she said the words, Crater Joe, Flap Crack Jackers, Mango Flops. Just random. And then they eventually go to Thunder Force.
I think we're going to have to give the game ball to Brandy for her notes, because if we were going off my notes, we'd be lost.
I didn't even take any notes. I'm waiting for us to get to the crab.
She's just holding it down. Where's your garlic? Where's the butter? So then that's when they did the whole practicing. And again, Tracy, the daughter, right in it right away, full force. And then the Lamborghini, the purple Lamborghini that she wants to make babies with. And they couldn't fit. At least that was realistic. They couldn't fit in.
That was funny.
Getting in. But then I thought to myself, though, if they were so rich, why didn't they have a Lamborghini that fit them? Why would you want to squeeze? I know it's for comedy, but I mean, not practical. For someone so smart and rich, wouldn't you not get a Lamborghini big enough?
You would think.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe she just hadn't got that far to get in the car.
And I thought maybe a Hummer, a big Hummer would have been better or something, or Land Rover. They don't seem to me like little sporty car people. I would have changed Lamborghini. Didn't do it.
And then, so we're at their first mission?
Yes, this is when they get news that you got the crab who's robbing the liquor store, and
Oh.
and what's her face said, "What's his crime for tasting delicious with melted butter?" Emily starts to get her anxiety, right? And then that's when Tracy tells her about the taser in the glove compartment, and that's when she sets the taser to high. But remember, you're not supposed to do that. And then before they get there, they're also doing that music pump, right? And then the one girl puts Emily puts Glenn Fry, the blues, and then they started singing the blues song. Then they get to the store. So there's a lot of old school songs in this movie, obviously, even the blues, right? Yeah, they get to the store. Hold it, calamari. This robbery is being stopped by Thunder Force. Fight ensues. This is Mandy's part. What did you like most about that liquor store hold up fight?
My favorite part of the liquor store hold up?
Yeah.
I don't
know.
know.
Do you remember most of that scene?
The absolute best part of the movie. This made the whole movie for me. When he puts his little claws up and then he goes sideways. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. I loved it.
You got to get Vin to wear these claw. You got to get Vin the claw arms and get Vin to the little crab thing.
He did it so perfectly how he went sideways. And I was like, oh my God, that was hilarious.
So what was his superpower?
Nothing, I don't think. Is it?
I think he was
just had crab because he got his balls bit by the radioactive crab.
Yeah.
And then his wife left him, and then he became a miscreant. He just was, he has no powers.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then they were obviously all fighting, right? And Lydia doing most of it. And then you had Emily who comes in the end with the taser, but she ends up really tasing him, and she's being filmed. Nearly kills.
That's Melissa McCarthy's husband.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. And then, you don't, then your love scene, kind of, where she's like, who are you? Or he says, who are you? She's like, a Gemini. And he's like, well, I'm a Capricorn. You'd think I'm a Cancer. And then that whole, where he, okay, there was a lot of sexual innuendos. You obviously got those, right, Dale? I know Mandy did. When he goes, there's all kinds of things rising. And then the thighs, and then the romance dance.
Yeah, I love the dance. That was great.
The mullets. Everything's a throwback in this movie.
Yeah, that was funny.
It's like a throwback, and she's got her crimped perm hair.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the gas station scene was the best part of the movie.
And the garnish, she put garnish in his instead of a rose.
Yeah. That was well written. I thought anyway.
Oh no, that was good. Yeah, Bateman definitely is an asset in this movie. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. And then they do
I wonder how they got him. I mean, because he usually doesn't do silly stuff like that.
Probably from The Identity Thief. Maybe she's still friends with him. Or he's COVID desperate.
No, he's got Ozark going. He's not COVID desperate.
And then obviously, he does his whole wing thing and leaves, and then they do their stance, right? The whole we're Thunder Force, and then they try it again with, testing it. And then Melissa says, for saving you, you should let me leave with this pickle in a bag. They actually sell pickles in a bag in America. Is that real?
Absolutely, yeah.
We have pickles in a jar. We have milk in a bag. Yeah.
That's weird. No, I mean, not like, it's just individual pickles in a bag, not like all of your pickles in a bag. Just one.
We have 3 bags of milk in each big bag. We got 3 little bags of milk that you put in a jug.
Send me a picture. We're going to have to discuss that further.
Yeah, that's I've not heard of the milk in a bag. The pickle, the single pickle in a bag.
Jugs, right?
I've heard of.
We have gallons, gallons of milk.
Ah, see, yeah, no, we have bags. We also have little cardboard milk things, but
Really?
no jugs.
Weird. Okay.
So then they throw out pitch. Oh, that's when they start doing their little things and saving, the city and leaving little letters, and Melissa McCarthy's letters of like, well, letting us throw the pitch, at the Cubs game, or she's surfing on a car, they're having fun. They're obviously kicking butt, right?
Yep.
Then we see that the king is bad. That's when, the crab is there, Laser's there, and that's where he's upset, because Gonzalez is getting all the, the reach over kind of thing, especially after she reinforces Thunder Force, right? Her press thingy. And so she ends up, doing very well. And then I guess that's when the king ends up going to talk to them, because he'd rather turn them into a miscreant, right, than destroy them, because he's still running for the election at this point, right? And they're changing the narrative.
Yeah. Is this the scene where he gives that guy a hug?
That was right before, yeah, where he gives him the big bear hug, crushes him.
Yeah.
And surfing, and then that whole Kenny killed Kenny. Is that totally a South Park reference? Like, that had to have been a South Park reference, right?
It sounds like a South Park
okay,
reference.
I figure, because later in the movie too, they say, well, he killed Kenny, all the time. Oh yeah, then the laser attacks. They're talking, and she attacks. And then that's when he comes in.
I didn't like her.
Laser.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's weird. Even when they did their thing, like their little dance, she's very weird.
Yeah, unnecessary.
Well, you've seen her before.
What is she?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
What makes you think I've seen that? Oh, because Chris Pratt's in it.
Yeah, it's a major Marvel movie. I figured Vin at least was druggy to seen
it's
it.
That thing there with the thing, right?
Where she's Mantis. She plays Mantis.
Yeah,
They really don't give. She gets some lousy parts where she just plays one-dimensional type characters. I mean,
she's a supporting actress. She can't take the lead. She's too, she's a supporting actress. He basically asked them, what side of the history do you want to be in? Blah blah blah. And then they did their little banter, Laser, I want to kill you. I can't wait to kill you both. And then the other guy's like, no, I was going to say that, and then she says it again. And then Melissa McCarthy's like, what do you got? You got to work on your delivery. And she walks away slowly. Like you said, Laser. Very,
Yeah. I loved when she threw the dumpster at her, did away with her.
Yes. But even, yeah. The trash. She was still alive though, and at the end of the movie she's still loose, remember? So she didn't really kill her. She wants to cut her ponytail off though. So this goes to another part now. After that, they're at the grandma's house, right? Emily's grandma's house, and they're having dinner.
Right.
And then she wants to tell them to make it. She thinks it's a lesbian thing.
Oh yeah, when she pulls out that kick topper, that was funny.
Yeah, Michelle Obama arms. She's like, well, you guys should try it. Why not? And then she just basically says, well, if it's the Thunder Force thing, as if that was nothing, but you coming out as lesbians was the biggest thing ever to celebrate versus, you're superheroes, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, they don't wear masks.
No.
So I don't know why they would think it's a secret.
Yeah. My grandma.
Yeah, exactly. She says she watches the news.
Yeah.
And then that whole morality versus mortality debate there.
Yeah,
it's
that was
it's like you're constantly always seeing Emily trying to be somebody she's really not. She's just trying to live up to an expectation. She wants to be perfect, and she's always watching what she does and says. And then Melissa, she seems like what people would think is a slob or a loser or whatever, right? But really, she's the real, genuine. All of us, that's the real people, you know. She symbolizes all our faults, but in a sense, they're not faults. It's just real, right? I'm sure we all think of really weird things sometimes. Mandy's thinking right now something weird, and Dale's thinking about her Gatorade.
Powerade. I was thinking, my God, Brandy's deep.
I'm total deep. I told you I'm good with this poetry crap. And right, where are we at now? Grandma says they have to have a wedding. Okay, now they're at the thing where Gonzalez, reinforces at her press conference, right? And that's when they talk about how the uniform stinks, the suit stinks.
Yeah, we can't wash them.
Why not? Again, this is just little things. If you're that rich, where you can whatever. Why can't you wash a suit?
I wonder, like, if Iron Man's suit stinks, he can't wash that.
They probably have like an inner douche system that's like good for machines.
Inner douche system,
like a inner, some kind of gas that goes.
Yeah.
How do they clean?
You spray it down with Lysol.
Yeah, but what about the inside? Well, I guess.
Yeah.
Guess you could take them to a dry cleaner.
Yeah.
Car wash.
Little Armor All.
Washing machine or no dishwasher.
Little Armor All and Febreze. I've got something here about. Is this where he loses the election?
Right. Yeah. Right before though, they do the joke thing where they get on the top there, and Melissa McCarthy with the whole, $100 for selfies, and then Emily's like, no, we will not be charging for selfies. She's like, no, we won't be charging for selfies, but for every selfie, there's $100 donation. Just picking up the crowd again. Like she's the people person, right? The heart of the people, and the other one's the logic. I like that whole "How do we roll thunder?" I like that.
I like
how do we roll?
And she's telling them to calm down, but she's like, "Calm down, calm down." Yeah,
exactly. She's the people that, just like we find out later when she says that she's crazy, but we wish we could be like. She's like the inner self of all of us that just want to get out, but you're so afraid of other people judging and that kind of thing. But really, she's our fun selves. But yeah, this is where he loses now, because her reinforcement of them and the fact that they're on Gonzalez's side, she ends up winning. And
then
mad.
This is where he kills some more henchmen.
This is where he kills Kenny.
Yeah.
And then
was that where he kicked that thing and
threw a tantrum?
Yeah.
And he even said, I'm not throwing a tantrum, I'm just a little frustrated right now. And then he tells Laser to kill another guy, and I think it was Walter at that point. And then your little crab boyfriend was all like, oh, he's a good member of our team, like you keep killing these best members of our team.
I like that whole Andrew name thing where that dude's introducing himself and he's gonna kill him.
Yes. Did you catch what his middle name was? When he was saying about how my mom calls me this, my this calls me that, my lacrosse, he said his middle name is Andy. So his name is Andrew Andy, whatever. That's
funny.
Yeah.
I didn't catch
Andrew
that at all.
Andy. Yeah, he said that, I think it was lacrosse or whatever. He's like, yeah, they call me by my middle name, Andy. And it's like, well, wait, I thought your first name was Andrew/Andy. So now he's really Andrew Andy. And then Andy Pandy. Don't forget.
That's my dad called me Mandy Pandy.
Oh yeah? Aw.
Yeah.
And then so what does he say? He says, when life gives you lemons, you make lemon flavor. What is it? Name bomb?
I don't remember.
That must be some pain reliever kind of. Is that like some kind of Some bomb thing.
Not that I know of.
I don't know if I have it in Canada. And so then he wants to host a party, obviously, in good gesture to celebrate the winning, but really it's just to, get everyone in the same room and blast them. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, at the restaurant. I knew that girl was evil. Like, how did you guys know she was evil before that? Like, I knew the moment even before she went up to the bathroom that Allie girl was bad.
Oh yeah, I didn't trust her.
I didn't trust her at all. Mandy, do you know she was bad before that?
Who's Allie?
She's the Jodie Foster girl, the serious one with all the rules, the main girl that tells her.
Yeah. That the daughter ends up knocking her out.
Yes. She ends up going to the bathroom, and then that's when where she said something about washing her hands or something like that, but she's like, no, it's just going to the can. She's like, there's some people that you can't imagine doing things like Obama vacuuming. That's funny. And then the big bomb hits. That's when they get hit in that restaurant. Out of surprise. I think I actually jumped in that. I wasn't expecting that. I think it actually went like, ooh, when that scene happened.
Trying to think if I did or not.
Were you done eating?
Yeah, I was.
Mid-sandwich?
I was done eating long before. Doesn't mean I was taking any decent notes, apparently. But now all of a sudden, I just saw this movie yesterday, and now I'm having a hard time. There was a fight in that restaurant.
Yeah, Laser came in. And Laser's like, oh, you guys are stronger than I thought. And then Melissa's like, no, you're weaker than you thought. Love the jabs. And then that's when they say little things like she calls them ding dongs and get me a shovel. I want to bury that, bitch. And, and then they end up breaking the door that they broke prior in that restaurant, the guy's door.
Was Laser alone?
In the restaurant, yeah. She always has her like driver and people out there, but in the restaurant she was alone.
Yeah. I kind of remember her zapping that dude.
Yeah, she did. And then Melissa McCarthy, I think it was the stool. She grabbed the top of the stool, the seat, and she threw it. And then she took Laser. And remember, she was, here's another poetic, deep thing. She puts her down to the ground and she punches her, right? But then she says to her, I can punch harder, but I don't want to kill you. That's like another kind of, I think, symbol of it, as in like, just because you have the power doesn't mean you need to use it, no matter what it is, right? You can restrain yourself. And then that's when she was shocked, like, wow, that kind of thing. Yep. And then that's when Lydia throws the damn bus because she goes away. Yeah, she escapes on the truck. And that's when she throws the bus. Good idea or bad idea?
Probably not a wise idea.
Yeah. And then that's when they fight. So that's when they have the issues where talks to her about how she always gets carried away, and she's dedicated her whole life to this, and here she's acting like a miscreant, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Lydia is at least saying, like, at least though I'm doing something, right? Because it's true. What's her face is always hiding. And so there's that balance of like, would you rather someone on your team that does stuff and makes mistakes along the way, but takes the risks to do things? Or would you rather someone who does everything right, but doesn't do enough and is very, back end? It's like, who would you, again, we want a Tracy. I'd want a Tracy balance.
Yeah.
What would you choose if you had to pick either Lydia or Emily on your team?
Lydia.
See, yeah, me too. I'd rather bring the balls on my team. I need the balls. Good thing Mandy, though, has balls and logic.
Okay.
in the most feminine way possible.
Okay.
It was a symbol.
All right.
Balls was a symbol for, taking risks. She's my Tracy.
All right then.
My notes are so terrible. I've just got diner and then I got daughter talk.
Wow.
And that's
And
what
I-
Emily says. She wished she would have had both. She should have had both the powers because she would have used them better. And talks about how, and then Lydia goes, yeah, because you're the special one. Because remember way back when she said, like, she's special. She's got to become something special. And it made the other girl think she's not. Like, okay,
Yeah.
what makes you,
Yeah.
And then that's when Emily has that daughter talk with Tracy. And if you notice, Einstein is on the back with the tongue. Again,
Yeah.
showing Tracy's combination of smart and goofy. Right? She could have had any kind of Einstein thing, but she had that goofy Einstein pick because that's who she is. And she wants to be that person. She wants to let it out. Not be afraid, Mom, to let the crazy out, right? And I guess that whole conversation she was saying, at least she said, remember, she's at least she tried to stop, the guy. She was doing good, in a sense, she thought she was doing good. That, and she wanted to ride the bus, throw the bus. So that's what I got out of that little convo. What about you guys?
Oh, I agree. I noticed the picture of Einstein.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I connected it the way you did. I mean, I kind of felt like maybe it was sort of important, but I just, for some reason, just didn't catch that.
I don't even know if they intentionally put those things
Oh,
in there as symbolism, or if it's just me coming up with.
No. I think you're.
that aren't
I
there.
think you're. I think you're on point with that.
Aha! Don't get me on like The Green Mile, my favorite movie of all time.
Now, what's Vin talking about here with napalm?
That's what it is.
Okay.
Lemon flavored napalm or whatever that you're talking about. Lemonade.
Yeah, the lemon. When life gives you lemonade, you make lemon flavored napalm. It's a flammable
Did he just now say that, or are you behind?
Yeah.
No, I probably missed it because he said something else back here too. I don't think I saw.
Bobby. Slow and weak in the movie could have been so much better.
Yeah, I agree.
And then,
well, it is what it is.
Hey, there was Urkel and Bateman. And this is where Lydia's on the date.
Yeah, that's what I got. Dinner with Crab Dude.
Mandy. What did you like about that scene?
All of it. The whole thing was wonderful. I love when she was rubbing the butter in his, and then she brought the seasoning. The whole thing. That
buttering his knuckle. She even said that.
They were both hilarious. Yeah.
But what about that's when she finds out too why he got his claws.
Yeah.
And then the waiter, remember, and he asks him for seafood. Do you want this? And he's like, "What? Like, are you making fun of me?" He's like, "I used to like seafood."
And then Melissa McCarthy's like, "Would you offer me a 32-year-old woman to eat?"
Yes. Oh yeah. And then the half Korean. He says, well, she's like, do you consider yourself good or bad? He's like, well, I'm half Korean. She's like, half Korean? He's like, no, half Korean. Everyone says that.
Yeah.
And the wine glass.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, that was a weak glass.
Like, you would think that, like, that whole idea, the whole concept of this weirdo with the crab hands is just goofy, but it was good goofy. I really enjoyed it.
I don't know how he kept his face. They must have did a lot of outtakes. I would have loved to seen the outtakes. That would have made the movie even that much better with bloopers at the end.
Yeah, definitely.
And they find out that they both like raw chicken because he eats it too. That's when she started buttering the knuckle and like it turned them on. And that's okay. So then, yeah, the powder, the seasoning. She brings her seasoning with her. He's like, powder me up, baby. And she's like, I'm gonna throw you in the the hot tub for a low boil something. Then obviously the day after that, she goes and apologizes, right, to Emily about throwing the bus.
Yeah.
And then tells her about the date and saying that she basically trusts Jerry the crab. You know, she feels something inside her that, you know, to really actually trust him. Oh, but when she asked, did you surf and turf? That's good.
That was
you know what it is? It's the one-liners that are good in this movie. Maybe the other stuff is whatever, but the one-liners are gold. You know? Where are we at now?
We should be in bed. It's 9:15.
She took the cooler. Oh, yeah, she said she thinks she got the cooler power, which we already discussed, which invisibility we think are the cooler powers. Maybe Dale, he's on the fence.
Mm-hmm.
But that's when Emily tells her, maybe I'm just mad because you go crazy, but I don't go crazy enough. So they're basically having a moment, right? And the other one's like, well, we both can't be nuts. You do have to have that balance, right? So again, Lydia is not always the best thing. And then this is where they discuss the whole bomb thing, right? And Allie's the one that makes the plans, right? Telling them where to go at the loading dock. But then she tells Laser where they are to set them up. And that's when Tracy overhears her, knocks her over the head, and then warns them.
And then we discover she has powers too.
Okay, yeah, this is where it doesn't make sense. How did she get powers?
Yeah,
how many
not tell anybody.
Exactly. Like, and if that was the case, why didn't she just mention something at the end about like, I was taking treatments all along or something, but nothing happened. Like, there was no explanation as to how she got powers. And if there was a speed, like, why wouldn't the mom want the speed? Why would they leave speed laying there? You know, it's kind of a waste, unless she was just again doing it. What's that?
You are cutting it out on my end.
Oh, but yeah, that makes no sense how she got the powers. But she puts. Oh, yeah, that rose. When they're waiting before all that, they puts on the music Kiss from a Rose. See, there's a song I know. Again, old school.
Yeah.
Seal. The fight. Here's your trash can fight. Laser in the trash can.
Oh, yeah.
Throws her in the trash can.
Loved it.
The king is on the podium talking about it's going to be a blast. Right? Thing. Foreshadowing. Guys, foreshadowing. Poetry. That's going to be a blast. The bomb, they say, is on the 29th floor because that's What's-Her-Face's office, and they're on the 30th floor. And then in the elevator, that's when Mr. Krabby Krab has a conscience there, right? And then remember, that's where the king says to him, I don't like my crabs with a conscience. I like them with hollandaise sauce. And then Krabby's like, oh, hitting all the buttons.
Yeah, that was funny.
You know, stalling, right? Did any of you at all think that he was evil this whole time, or did you really think he was a good guy?
Jerry?
Yeah.
I thought he was a good guy.
So yeah, like the whole, like he wasn't playing Melissa or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he kept showing conscience. Like when all of the henchmen guys were getting killed, you know, he was trying to stop it, and you could just see he was more conflicted. Definitely more conflicted than Laser, who just was nuts.
Yeah, probably because he didn't have probably a power either. It didn't, again, symbolizing how power can make people go mad and drive, right? He didn't have a power. He just ended up getting crab arms, you know? So, you know, like He didn't. I think that's what saved him with the conscience, is him not having an actual real power. The other people that got powers used it for evil. Because again, is this like an all foreshadowing for that? I'm sorry, but like all I keep thinking about is that whole police thing verdict that happened today, and it's all coming to that thing where the cop and that the guy, Floyd, was it?
Yeah,
That
I know
verdict.
it's
So I'm just thinking of that because it's the movie's kind of relaying to all that use of excessive force. If you got the force, it's like all coming at the same time as this thing. But that's in the elevator. That's when they say call Kenny, but he says, "Well, you killed Kenny."
Yeah.
And that's when I thought of the whole
South
Park.
Who killed Kenny?
Yes. Crab presses all the buttons. King. Oh, okay. This whole king versus the king thing. You know, he keeps telling them, you know, there's like the boss, the man, right? King is a dog's name, but the king is like an identity, right? That was important.
Yes.
This is when he reveals he's a miscreant. They punch each other in the face, remember? They both punch each, so they're equal power, basically. Then your Jerry the Crab says she has a real sexy violent streak. Again, another symbolizing where she's more powerful than him. It's okay to love someone, especially a woman, who's more powerful than the man. There's a lot of underlining things here. Here's a big meaning thing. Okay, remember what's her face, Emily, before in the movie was trying to talk about her saying before she goes invisible, right? Like, poof, I'm invisible. Bingo, I'm invisible, right? This time, she didn't use a saying to go invisible. She used a saying to appear, as in, like, don't hide yourself. You should celebrate, you know, be forceful when you're appearing, right? And she goes peekaboo. That was her. She ended up picking peekaboo. After all that, that's her thing. Peekaboo when she gets up, and then boom. She was obviously kicking butt while the other one was kicking butt.
now
She was laser, right? Yeah.
Now, in this whole big final fight scene, the part that disturbed me the most was when Jerry got his arms ripped off.
Oh, poor thing.
Oh, yeah, his crab arms. Little stubs. What were you thinking,
How did he get his crab arms back at the end?
He didn't. He had a little stub.
Yeah, it was like growing back out of it.
Yeah, it was a tiny little stub.
So crabs can regenerate their arms?
I don't know, actually.
I don't think it would be in the movie if it wasn't fact.
That, or it was probably like a hanger, you know, like from when the arm was broken, it was just a little hanging limb from the breakage. You know, you get a little hanger.
And you're all gonna make me Google.
I'm Googling
that
right now, Dale.
While you guys are Googling that,
to regenerate lost limbs after a period of time, and thus declawing is viewed as potentially more sustainable method of fishing.
Oh, there you go.
They can grow them back.
And it was starting to grow back. It was just a little stump.
Yeah. And I did think the part where he was laying on the ground. What did he say? You got the good notes. What part? Where he was laying on the ground.
He was laying on the ground. You need to remember this. What?
He said something about. Can I get an ambulance or?
Oh no! He said, "Can you call me an ambulance or a veterinarian or a marine biologist?"
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this is where Laser's kicking or trying to beat up Emily, but then that Emily almost, but her daughter comes and saves the day at this point. Remember, that's when Tracy comes in with her apparent speed suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jerry obviously tells them where the bomb is. And this is where Lydia jumps out the window, but she has her little heart-to-heart before.
Yeah, it was reminiscent of Spock.
Iron. Didn't Iron Man do that?
What's that?
Take a bomb and
but he took it up. Yeah, he took it up, right?
Yeah.
instead
Yeah.
of. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he took it up to the I don't know, some kind of nexus or portal or whatever, and pushed it through, and then his armor failed and he come plummeting back to Earth.
Well, she said, my body will take the impact. So, but just to be safe, she was basically saying, I don't know why people thought we were friends because we're so different, but you're my friend. The whole heart. They had a lot of little heart to hearts in there too, And then
like when she come up spitting up water.
Yeah, what she call it? Barfed. I barfed river. Want me to get? Yeah. And she does the same thing with the other girl. She barfs on her, and she's like, "Do you want me to empty your shoes?" Gonzalez obviously puts them as official, people for the city, and they arrested the king. But what's her face is on the loose still.
What was a little unsatisfying is we didn't get to see anybody taken in custody because King was off screen.
Mm-hmm.
And
Laser
so was Laser.
Yep.
So we didn't get to see anybody get arrested.
So maybe Gonzalez is not so nice after all. I don't know. Maybe there's a second one. If this pandemic,
We'll have little crab babies in the next one.
Exactly. And then obviously the crowd cheers and they're all dancing and pumping up. And then
I would hope for Melissa McCarthy's sake that they don't have a whole bunch of babies. Could you imagine trying to teach them how to tie their shoes?
Oh,
or nursing? Would be bad.
Yeah.
Bad enough with human babies, let alone a crab baby with pinchers.
I wonder if Ben Falcone got a similar thing. Like, you know how Adam Sandler just recently signed like a 10-movie deal with Netflix and he's just pumping nonsense out?
Oh, maybe.
I wonder if that's what's happened with this. Not that it was nonsense, but it was just a little silly.
Yeah, well, it
like rushed, kind of like a rushed movie.
Yeah, rushed. Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah, Sandler, I don't know what his deal is, but yeah, his movies have been terrible.
Mm-hmm. You know what it is? It sounds like they wrote the punchlines first and then filled in the story afterwards. It's like they had a bunch of these funny concepts and punchlines, and like, well, let's write a story to fit the punchlines, kind of thing.
Yeah,
make it go quick. And then the final scene, Mandy's romance, your dream, feeding raw chicken to each other.
Oh yeah,
I
like that when they ate it at the same time. That was cute.
Yeah, the Lady and the Tramp kind of thing.
Yeah.
And see, that's where I come in that last scene. I'm thinking, what happened to Jerry? And then we see him back, and I'm thinking, okay, well, at least we can see he's having a happy ending. But then they immediately start disgusting me with that raw chicken.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then she had
now it was pears. It's easier to watch.
Yes. Now that I know, yeah. And she's wearing that T-shirt that says like, I'm feeling kind of shellfish. And that was that. But I think there's going to be a sequel eventually. I think they were testing the waters, and
it did well. I mean, it's been number one on Netflix for like 2 weeks now.
And honestly, people are bored. They want to laugh. They want to get their mind out of the drama and the seriousness of life.
Yeah. It was number 4 last night when I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
But
I've been honestly addicted to the show Glitch lately. It's Australian, but I've been addicted to it.
I've never heard of it.
Glitch?
My mom got me on it. Mm-hmm. Glitch, an Australian movie where these people rise from the dead out of nowhere and they don't understand, and it's actually pretty cool.
Have you ever heard of? There's a show that's really good, The Office. You ever tried that?
No. Is that the one with the guy with the stapler? Then they fire him and they have to send him.
I don't know what you're talking about there, but
no, it's a movie. No, that's just a movie. The guy who gets blows up. I think it called The Office Trap, or I don't know what that movie's called. But
everything I know about The Office, Eric Weinbender taught me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my.
So in conclusion, if anybody has made it an hour and a half, it's silly, but it's charming. It could have been better, but it's still worth watching.
Exactly. Put it this way.
Yeah.
You don't take it serious. If you're eating something, it's a good movie to watch.
Unless they happen to be
Unless it's
doing
chicken.
one of the raw chicken
Yeah,
scenes.
just don't eat chicken. But make sure you got beer, because you're gonna want to drink beer throughout this movie. Beer.
All right. So in 2 weeks, we'll come back with Rust Half, I Still Believe documentary, which hopefully Amazon will get to you
Way cool.
about a week from now.
Mandy's having a hard enough time with the books.
Well, hey, I went to, nobody cares, but I'm saying it anyway. I went to the post office today, Brandy, to mail Ryder a shirt. Just the shirt. It's a little tiny 3T, 4T shirt. They want it $42.
What?
I was like, no, he's not getting the shirt.
What? Holy crap. Just send me a digital form. I'll print it out and put it on it.
I mean,
this is COVID, right? Though, is that what this is?
Yes, I don't know what.
Like, it's got to be temporary until COVID stops, because that's crazy. And I think it's on our end, because we're dying over here. Like, we Canada is like bad for COVID right now. We're bad. Bad.
Well, how are y'all doing about getting vaccines?
Bad. All delayed. They're all delayed. They don't have enough. There was one vaccine that was recalled. They're trying to get all the elderly first, but now, because the variants have taken over, the variants are working faster than the vaccines. We have vaccines here that still aren't even dosed yet. Now they're swapping their plan and wanting to dose the frontliners now, no matter what age, because they're obviously the ones that need to be. It's a mess. It's in Ontario right now. Like I said, we're in a stay-at-home order. We're at like almost the worst you could get without having military outside, kind of thing. Like cops stopping at the borders. Yeah, you're not allowed to go anywhere unless it's necessary, like groceries or medical, for 6 weeks.
Yeah,
and then we've got people protesting, obviously, which is not helping. Protesting the mask stuff and causing more infections, and they even closed the schools too.
Yeah, I've got a Canadian YouTube vinyl community buddy that he's over on the border, I think more towards central, like he's got a post office box in to save on shipping. He's got a post office box in North Dakota. Nice. And but he can't go over. He can't get anything from there right now because he's not allowed to cross over in the North Dakota to go to his box. He's having to have everything sent to his Canadian address.
Wow.
So,
how close are you, for future reference, Brandy, to come across? And like, can you come into?
I know New York. I know New York is like 6 hours. And I think that's our closest border is like New York, like Detroit, Michigan, like all that. Like New York is 6 hours. I know that.
Okay.
But that's all I know. I'm not that good with knowing where they all are.
Okay.
But
I'm not driving 12 hours for you to drive 6 hours to give you this shirt. The shirt's over.
So do we want a fill-in movie for next week?
And I'll tape it on a t-shirt.
A fill-in movie for next week?
Yeah, since we can't get the Russ Taff documentary. It's scheduled to be there next Wednesday. Is when the DVD arrives.
I don't know if you guys want to, we can. It doesn't matter to me, or we can take a break.
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk, and we'll see if something comes up.
Okay.
All right, now I got to go deal with my little crab.
Bye.
My little 2-year-old crab.
All right. Well, we do appreciate anybody who's tuned in and sat through this craziness. We gotta give Brandy the game ball because obviously her notes were 10 times better, 100 times better than my notes, and for some reason, obviously I need to go back to watching the movie like a couple hours before the live stream because obviously I can't. I'm too old to remember from one day to the next. So
Dad, you can admit it.
Well, I used to do that in school too. I never studied until the night before. No point in wasting all the other time. Do it the night before, and then boom.
All right. So we're out of here for tonight.
Yes.
Be sure to keep supporting Mandy and Brandy's writing efforts at crankypanky.com. And then keep up with what we're doing here. Like if we end up doing a movie next week, go to Facebook, Dolph and Dale. I'll make the announcement there. And also you can follow me on Dolph and Dale 12 on Instagram. So thank you for coming and spending some time with us. And until next time, peace.
Bye-bye.
Do the crab claws, everybody.